According to you guys on Discord, here are 35 more things FragPunk needs to add before releasing. So if you're a FragPunk developer watching this video, I suggest you take some notes. If you guys want to stay updated on anything FragPunk related, consider hitting that subscribe button with notice on, as well as dropping a like on this video to get more FragPunk videos like mine and your recommended. And with that being said, let's get started. Kicking it off with Prince Isaac, he says, a feature where players can connect their streaming account and their chat can vote on which cards will be played. It can be announced before the match or it can stay a mystery until the card is activated. A super cool and creative idea. I want to say the only game that I've seen do this is Darwin Project, where basically chat can determine aspects on how the game is played. Now, I definitely feel like streamers would love a game mode like this. And yeah, I think this would be a cool, innovative twist on the game. Next up, Spider-Man42 says, add the game on PlayStation. Bro, I am so with you on this. Hopefully sometime in the near future, we get a PlayStation release date. But yeah, we're just gonna have to wait and see. For this next one, I hope I say your name right. Pack says, in the event of skins, allow player-to-player trading to allow a healthy economy surrounding skins. Examples being Counter-Strike's skin marketplace and Rainbow Six Siege's new marketplace. Me personally, I'm not a big skin trading guy. Like, I understand the fundamentals of skin trading and how rare skin equal more value. I think skin trading would be cool for this game. However, I don't know how much I would use it. But yeah, definitely would be a cool addition to the game though. G Instinct says, add something like Night Market and Valorant with hugely discounted add-ons such as skins from time to time. And as much as I don't like Valorant, I do like the Night Market concept. I would actually like this game to have its own version of Night Market. I think that would be pretty sick. The man himself, yours truly, OGsmellyNUTZ, says, add Killcam / play of the games. I feel as if this would be a fantastic addition to the game. Killcams to get more information on how and where you died, and play of the games are just overall rewarding for the player itself. Lock6 says, add something like mastery in loading screen to see how much selected player game in selected champion. Not gonna lie, I almost had a fucking stroke reading this. However, I do think I know what you're saying. You want them to add a feature to the loading screen that shows the mastery level or experience of the selected player with their chosen Lancer. And if that's what you're implying, then I wouldn't actually mind that. Like, before entering a match, you get a loading screen with your mastery level and your Lancer XP. Yeah, I guess that wouldn't be too bad. Loggy says, add the ability to choose to queue up for skill-based matchmaking or non-skill-based matchmaking. Could help wait times and ease people's frustration if they keep getting paired with high levels. I don't know, man. After seeing what the fuck Xdefiant pulled with the no skill-based matchmaking, I don't think having it or not having it is going to be an issue. If anything, they should probably have input-based matchmaking, if anything. But yeah, I don't think there's any way to get rid of sweats in an FPS game. The next three are from Loxic again, starting off with deathmatch with gun upgrade every kill. Basically a free-for-all gun game mode, which for how fast-paced this game is, I could definitely see a gun game free-for-all styled game mode. I don't think PvE is the worst idea. I just don't know how it will be implemented in a game like this. I guess it would really depend on how you would execute this in a card-based shooter, because ideally, if there were to be a PvE game mode in FragPunk, I wouldn't want all the PvP cards coming to PvE. Like, maybe a select few, but overall, I would want there to be like separate group of cards for PvE and like a separate group of cards for PvP. Emojis to quickly communicate within a team. I don't know about the emojis part of it. However, if we're talking about like a pinging system or maybe even integrating emojis with the pinging system, I would be more on board with this idea. Kevin Legal says, quick chat like Rocket League and Valorant. Kevin, you are just trying to stir some shit up, aren't you? But in all seriousness, I really do like this idea, because when I hit a clip on the enemy team, I just want to compliment them on their efforts, nothing else. The next three come from Pitrex, starting with ranked game mode with leaderboard and rewards for top players. Yes, yes, and yes, I believe they should have all of this for closed alpha and for full release. I also feel like this should just be the standard for upcoming PvP first-person shooter games. Replay mode and spectator mode. Now, replay mode, if you're talking about adding like a theater mode, I am 100% with you, my dog, or I guess cat in this case. As well as for a spectator mode, for a game like this, they should already have a spectator mode, specifically for only your team in first person. I don't want no Counter-Strike spectating, or you can spectate in third person on the enemy team and give some fucking unpredictable ass comms. Hell no. In custom games, day one has to be a must, just so we can get a good uninterrupted look at Lancer abilities, maps, cards, etc. And so I can run the ones. Ivara, I hope I'm saying your name right, says, please add trade in the game. Again, I think it would be a cool feature, but I personally personally probably wouldn't use it. Also, this was the second suggestion about adding trading to the game. If y'all want a trading system in FragPunk, tell me in the comments down below, because as y'all probably can tell, I do not know the value of trading things. Luna Vixen says, add a Fox cosmetics. I want Fox theme stuff, please. This is more so a personal request, but I hope they do bring a Fox theme bundle just for you, Luna. Jay's Dragon says, add a movement ability, more so something that gives you Titanfall movement for a while. I don't know so much about Titanfall movement, however, they do have power-up cards for movement abilities, and it kind of sums up your suggestion for a temporary fast-paced movement ability. Beeline says, co-op story would be incredible, or just horde mode, sort of like Call of Duty Zombies. Like I said before, it's all about their execution, because a co-op or PvE mode doesn't even sound too bad for FragPunk, and it seems that you guys will actually play a PvE mode alongside the PvP mode. At the end of the day, it's all up to Bad Guitar Studio to handle if they want a PvE mode or not for FragPunk, because even if they do add a co-op mode to FragPunk, they still would have to execute well on the player base's expectations. Tessellation says, I'd like to see either a competitive or custom match mode where all players only have access to the same cards for deck building. Something like a cube draft from Magic the Gathering would be awesome. An issue with Friends vs. Friends, similar title, is matches never feel completely fair based on card access. I mean, as far as a competitive concept, I don't think this is too much of a bad idea. Personally, I don't know if everybody's gonna agree with this, but I think this is a good rough draft for how ranked could be played. Zero.zo says, add intro animation before the start of the match and win animation if we win the match. Kind of like Knockout City. I feel like adding an intro animation before the start of the match would be fire. For their intro animation, they could probably do something like the finals, and for their win animation, they could probably do something like Black Ops 3's Winner Circle, where you just got the top 3 best players on your team and MVP just stands in the middle looking glorious. Not a bad concept, I will say. Donut Flame flat out just says, literally just don't make it pay to win. I feel like there may be concerns with this game being affiliated with NetEase, knowing that NetEase has made free-to-play games pay to win. Fingers crossed they don't do the same to FragPunk. Again, from no other than yours truly, OGsmellyNUTZ says, customizable in-game UI. I touched on this a little bit in my last video, but I think this will be a really cool feature to have. We could see how people optimize their UI layout. Say if you feel like the minimap's too huge, then you can minimize it just by a little bit to feel comfortable. I don't know, I think it will just be a nice little touch. XanderDev says, I would like to have customizable emblems you can earn by either playing the game or just by buying it. Customizable emblems in a game like this would be pretty cool to have, but like personally, I could live without it. But if customizable emblems were to make its way into this game, it should be free to use for everybody. Goth Pasta says, access to your stats and analytics as you play would be incredible. It would also help combat cheating, as low skill players who have a sudden boost in overall performance will be easy to identify as outliers. You can balance this data against the top tier players in the world across your servers and compare them to get a baseline of what a real good player is. You can compare push timings, crosshair placements, rotations, as much as you have the capacity to capture. Anti-cheat and database decision making are going to be the future of gaming, and you can succeed where other gaming companies have failed to use data to their advantage. Goth Pasta ends off with, and if you don't have anybody in the role, I would love to be on your team to help implement it. Holy shit, can we get a round of applause for Goth Pasta? I 100% agree with Goth Pasta's take on having access to your stats and analytics as you play. I feel as if that is something we should have day 1 of the closed alpha and the full release. But yeah, I hope Bad Guitar Studio gets back to you on that role. Nev07, adding to what Goth Pasta said earlier, says, you should consider working with tracker.gg to implement proper online stats tracking that people can easily access and compare stats, leaderboards, etc., which will also boost the game's exposure, as many games have their stats implemented there. Another small addition to FragPunk that I think would benefit the game, especially if you want to see specific stats on certain things. Some examples would be like Lancer playtime, how many kills you have on a certain weapon, what's your most used weapon, your overall accuracy, just like things of that nature. But yeah, I wouldn't mind if online stats were a thing. Moyig says, an in-game practice range where you can train your aim effectively. This 100% needs to be in day 1 of closed alpha and day 1 of full release, because who doesn't like to practice to get better aim? Hunter 573126 says, please add a third-person game mode, maybe not in day 1 but later. Despite the downvotes, a third-person game mode wouldn't be too bad as long as this is not PvP, because I feel like the moment you make it PvP, you'll just have motherfuckers jump shotting corners before you can even react. But I think a third-person PvE mode wouldn't be too bad. Phantom X 6285 says, please make the game free-to-play friendly, smiley face. Well, it's actually your lucky day. I just got off the phone with the FragPunk developers, and they told me that if you like this video and subscribe with post notifications, they will make this game free to play. Hey man, their words not mine. Phantom Canadian says maybe an ability called Syrup Slick. Normal walking is slowed by 50% and at full sprint you dart across the syrup at 150% movement speed while sacrificing ADS for the speed boost portion. As creative as this idea sounds, I don't think this will be really useful. This may appeal to like movement players. However, personally, I probably wouldn't use this. Grenade Sniper says have a section that allows people to practice with the rule changes in place and implement a form of a pity system where players who have gotten the same rule multiple times in a row, the repeat rule becomes less common. Again, I feel like this would be a really good rough draft for custom games. I definitely see this section as a way for new players to learn this game. Jay's Dragon says an ability that moves you into an alternate dimension for a few seconds where you can see but not interact with players who are not in the dimension, but any other players who use the ability will be able to interact with you. Can be used as a sort of get out of jail card to escape intense firefights, although high skills since other players can chase you down into it if they also have the ability. I feel like this would be one of those abilities that I wouldn't mind. However, it would be annoying to be going up against it. But I mean, you do offer up a good counter if you have the ability too. You could take out the person that has it. So I mean, it wouldn't be that bad of an ability, to be honest. Spider-Man 42 says add the cross play and the cross save and optionally the PlayStation. I can't tell if you're talking about having PlayStation added to cross save and cross play or just having FragPunk come to PlayStation entirely. However, I think having cross save is a great idea. However, cross play is kind of debatable. G Green says a nice SBMM with some elo system to make matches more fair for players. Definitely that, or like I said earlier, input based matchmaking. Guller.me says I would like to see advanced customization for weapon skins such as camouflage, color wheel, and stickers anywhere on the weapon. I mean, as far as stickers, I know stickers and gun charms will be making an appearance in this game. Not too sure about the sticker placement though. As well as the color wheel, I think they should definitely add that. I feel like that's super innovative and I don't really see a lot of first person shooter games doing that. But yeah, advanced weapon customization would be amazing to see in this game. And last but not least, Smoothie Time says add a backflip. This has 21 downvotes. I don't even know how this would even be used in the game, but thank you Smoothie Time for your suggestion. And that wraps up all 35 things FragPunk needs before releasing. If you made it this far into the video, I just want to say thank you so much for watching. The amount of support you guys had on the last FragPunk video was absolutely insane. Like, I'm pretty sure at the time of recording this video, my last FragPunk video is now my most viewed video on the channel. And speaking of the channel, we just surpassed 300 subscribers, so thank y'all so fucking much for that. Also, if you're watching this video by the time closed alpha test invites get sent out, comment down below I got accepted so I can see who I'm running it with during the alpha. Because at the time I post this video, there will be 6 more days until the FragPunk closed alpha test. And if you guys enjoyed the video, you know what to do. It has been OGsmellyNUTZ. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Later.